How should I start this tutorial? Maybe in this way. Maybe in this way I will start it. Hello guys, I am Samurai Man. I'm one of the top runners for Super Mario Odyssey right now. Or high level top runner. Oh, so well. Or so. It's fine. The game is fairly new right now and people have been requested me to do any person tutorial. And I would like to do one for you guys. Hopefully I have a right file. Okay, I have. Okay. So first of all, what's the fastest language? People were speculating that Chinese is the fastest. Then in the end, Japanese is actually faster than Chinese. 5 seconds faster than Chinese. And how do you set up that? Oh, by the way, when you change the language, you should somewhat memorize where are the language settings, controls, data, and so on. So when you're in options, go to the bottom and there's language. And what's the Japanese? It's the fourth one from the bottom. That's Japanese. These two are Chinese, simplified and traditional, but I forgot which one is which. Korean is slower. It was time to be slower. So it's Japanese that is the fastest language you want to have. When you pick up the Japanese, the menu is in a Japanese too. So would be good if you memorize the where's the options, where's the data management. Especially what's important, which one is save, load and delete. So this is data. The first line is save, second is load, last one is delete. So I'm gonna delete one of my files and we'll do the tutorial this way then. To start the any present run, it's preferred. So here's the thing, you want to have a user file that is already completed. So when you start load, you're already in a starting menu, so you can pick either assist or no assist. And most of the speedruns are done in no assist. Sometimes people do no with assist, but it's the no assist that is the most popular like now in speedrun.com. Almost 700 people, I think, have submitted a run. Timing starts when you hit the A button here. And did I miss anything in the menu? I don't think so. Let's just start going on and I will answer the questions. If you have anything in the description, if you have any questions, you can ask them in a comment section below. In the YouTube comments, of course. So that's when you start timing, just press A. And a good thing about any person and Odyssey speedruns in general, you can skip the cutscenes immediately. But for that you have to mash the start button twice, then you press A again. You start in a gap kingdom. You have no gap yet, but how should I start this? I started doing any person tutorial without any plans. I have no script. I'm just doing this on fly, you know. Maybe I should start with a really important thing is that, so yeah, when you start a new user file, you start immediately in that screen where you can pick assist or no assist. The camera settings are default every time you start from a completed new user file. For example, if I change to this user file, for example, I will have default settings because I have never played on it. Then I have practice files, which has the same settings. So you want to have a user file that has every settings you want to have. For example, my horizontal camera movement is reverted because I prefer it, because of sunshine. Then the speed is high. It's normally default. Motion controls are on. I use a Pro controller, by the way, as I should tell it immediately. I don't use the Joy-Cons. And the motion controls, the sensitivity is at high. I'm not sure what for it helps at, but it helps at for aiming, which is gonna be in a later of the run, in a tank section, in a Metro Kingdom. But let's start the run, and you can start already holding the ZL or ZR button. Both are the same, by the way, which is nice. And to start rolling, you can just shake the controller or Y and B, or Y and X, just press that, and then you wanna shake the controller a lot, by the way. That's the best way to get the movement. So if you start rolling and mash the button, you see how slow I'm going? And sometimes I get the yellow line. That's why the motion controls are so much better, because it guarantees your movement to be really good. Let's just keep going and get the gappy, one of the best things in a game. I should probably talk about the movement at the beginning, then I will get into it later whenever there is anything to note. So first of all, when the gappy is doing that, that's because I hold the button. Now I don't hold it. That way you know I hold the button when it's there. It comes back in a couple of the seconds. You can get a jump like that, and in the air you can get another one. And how did I do that dive? That's how you do the dive. You ground pound, then press the gap button, which is X and Y. So it's a little weird. If you're used to Mario 64 or Sunshine movement with the diving, you have to do it a little bit differently in this. You can get used to it when you just practice it a little bit. That's how you do the diving. And to get the gap jump, you're probably doing that all the time. Why is that? That's because you don't hold the gap button. That's when I hold the gap button. You can do it as fast as you can, but you will never land on a gap if you don't hold the button. You have to hold it. And I will note this as soon as possible. If you don't hold the control stick at all, you will just stand still in a mid-air or jump mid-air, and you don't have any speed. Also, I will note this: if you do the gap jump too early, you won't get enough height. That might be the problem in some places, which I can note you later if I remember. So to get enough height, delay your dive as much as you possibly can. So you get more height and you can reach to some of the ledges. That's important in some places, I will note it if I remember. Well, let's keep going so that I'm not stuck here in a Gap Kingdom. So you just keep going. And, oh yeah, after you roll and you go downhill, you keep your momentum if you just roll. Keep rolling. Or you release your roll button, then you start running. You wanna avoid the long jumping a little bit, because long jumping removes your speed. So try to avoid that. Let's just hit the switch and get going. As you can see, the motion controls are so good. Going uphill with just mashing the button, that's gonna be a tough, guys. During the run I will talk about, especially Sand Kingdom is a little bit hard to talk about because it has so many moons and it has had so many different routes in the past month. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, when you're in a transformation with any enemy with the game, don't forget that you can shake the controller and get something better, like this is normal jump with the Frog, and this is the different jump with the motion controls. The Frog jumps higher, don't forget that. The motion controls can be way better with the jumping and stuff like that. So let's continue. The Brutal. The Brutals has the name, but I always prefer them with the colors. Get the coins, then you just start the fight. And skip the cutscene. Okay, here you can, if you can, try to time the jump to the Brutal when he's in a hat. You can notice which hat he is at. When you jump to him as soon as possible, he's gonna come out of the hat because you just disrupted his movement or attack, should I say, like this. Like that you can just cancel down and recycle, then attack again. If you don't get it, don't worry, just take a note which of the hats it was. So you should be fine. Then let's go to the Cascade Kingdom. I could probably note some things. Probably some questions are like, is taking damage good? Is it bad? Usually don't take damage, because if you take damage, the moon is gonna refill you, and every time that happens, you lose a little bit over 2 seconds just to that. But not only from the moon refilling you, but also the knockback you take from the enemy hit, or whichever thing you hit. But don't worry, if you have taken damage and you notice there's a checkpoint flag like in front of me with a buzzer icon, that refills you if you hit it first time. So if I have taken damage, I will refill myself here, because the first moon is right there. Let's keep going and get the jump. Break the rock and get the first moon. I could probably show a couple of things, like you can do stuff like this with the gap. You can hold the gap there, and if you hold the gap there, when you're using the motion control, it will homing attack to closest thing, like that. Normally, oh, I missed it. Well, let's use the motion controls and hit the enemy then, or the object. Doesn't matter what it is. But don't forget that the motion controls are really good. I know some people don't like them, but they're fairly good and necessary if you want a really good time. Let's get the moon. So if I have taken damage after these cutscenes, the game will just revive me, and that loses 2 seconds. I was going to say something, but I forgot. Hopefully I will remember it. I should have had a script for this. Oh well, we'll do this on fly. Alright, this one has a couple of movements to get up there fast. My first movement I had was do the backflip here, then the gap jump up here. If you can't get it, you can do stuff like this. And drop the gap that way. Always remember to hold the gap button when you want to do the gap jump dive. I might say it wrong, but yeah. If you want to get a gap jump like that, always remember to hold the gap button. I use the Y and B buttons to jump and drop the gap, because they're closer to C stick to turn the camera. X and A are just far from the C stick. But yeah. Oh yes. I'm mostly doing somewhat safe strats and somewhat advanced strats. I don't use the fastest strats known right now because I haven't got to learn them. So if you want to know the fastest possible strats for each of the kingdom or so, I recommend to check the current world record holder Nedea's his video on speedrun.com or his stream. But yeah, how I will start this, I'm around here, then I will triple jump up here and jump dive like that. That's how I usually start. Then I use another triple jump like that. Then I'm homing that gap there. If you don't get it, you can just do stuff like this, you know, use the backflip. It's very good. I did it wrong. Oops, I'm failing. Stuff like that you can do. Oh yeah, when the dino is... when you have taken the enemy and it's respawning, you have to turn the camera off the screen for a while. So let's get the first skip in a game. The very first skip is done with the dino. It can be a little bit complex. But what you what you want to do here is you have to hit the dino's left foot to the trampoline, which is under the rocks. Then you fly all the way up there, and you trigger the cutscene. If you poke to the wall, don't worry, it will sometimes trigger the cutscene if you're high up enough for it. If not, you have to try it again. But to get this trick to work, okay, I will by the way pause there, because if you're too long in a dino, it will take the gap will take you off from it. So yeah, it's always the left foot. The right foot doesn't matter. It's the left foot that has to hit the trampoline, like I said. And how I set up it, after I fall off the ledge, I set up myself around here. I hold the Y button for a while, then I release it when I'm about to land the left foot to the trampoline, like this. Okay, it was actually a little bit messed up because I was standing still. But I'll try to do this around here. Like that, you use off the left foot to hit the trampoline. Right here, you want to be on a peak of the jump, then release yourself from the dino, and after that, just hold towards the ledge, throw the gappy, and after the gappy throw, even if you hold the button, you're not gonna be able to get a gap jump from the leaving the transformation. The game prevents you to do that. So get enough height, and if you have enough speed, you should be safe to hit the loading trigger, the fight. Like this. Then you skip the cutscene and start the fight. If you shake the controller, you will get further away from the Madame Brutal. Also, take the coins as much as you can. It will be important later because you will be buying two of the moons. Normally you want to do that if you don't know the vast strats. Also the vast strat after this attack. If you have full health and you take the heart, it will give you 5 hearts. So for the best strat, you have to do something like the backflip there and make it stop as soon as possible. You can check the world record videos and top runners how they do that, because I cannot redo this right now. Basically, do the backflip in the right moment, hit the gold jump, throw the gappy at it to get the gap off from the jump, then just take it. I would like to show all of the strats in a one video and not like take you guys to some other video, but the game auto saves and you cannot prevent that, so I would have to do another file or load back the old file. You have 4 moons right now, so you need 1 more moon. And where is that? It's in the left side here. The movement up there is something like this, if you want to do fast. If not, then you can just go something like this. Don't worry about the bonking. If you land here, you should be safe. Or whichever way you want to go. The backflip is good to do here. Stuff like this. Not like that though. Something like that. Though if you don't want to do that, then I think this pipe leads you up there. I actually don't know. It does, okay. So if you don't want to do the gap jumps all the way up here, just use the pipe then. Now I have... that was what I was talking about. It refills you and that loses you time. So taking damage is bad. Now we have 5 moons and we are gonna go to Sand Kingdom. With the Sand Kingdom, I'm actually gonna show you guys 2 different routes. One really old route that is simple and safe. Then the next one, then the newest, well, second newest route that doesn't use the newest found clip. But I will show the clip quickly. How it's done and what for it's good. So we'll copy this file quickly after I get to the Sand Kingdom. Then I will show you guys the very first route. I hope I can remember the route. And I will actually make it a little bit simple and safe, since there is one jump, specific jump, in the middle of the kingdom that is tough to pull out for newcomers. You want to mash B there, by the way, because the gap is gonna give you a tutorial. And every time you're in these loading screens, just mash the start button, skip the cutscenes. So you're in a Sand Kingdom. You see it's cold, even though it's in a desert. So yeah, let's copy my file quickly. I will save my file here. I saved my file because I told you guys that whenever you take a moon or just progress your game, it auto saves, and then it's a little bit different. Then there's no moon cutscenes anymore, grabbing them, you know. So yeah, I will start with the old route. This is very like one of the oldest routes I remember, and I think I will add the Sphinx to it because of the coins. The coins will be important later because you will be buying the moons. That's like a basic movement to get here, to get the first moon. Okay, there's a bird coming up from the left side. I will show you. That bird, you can hit it with the gappy. Some way like this. Don't forget the motion controls. If you don't get the bird, don't worry, because you will be going to that pipe and get one other moon. And to get that moon, you do the gap jump like that. You will be going this way anyway. Get the moon here. The spot for this, you see these two white lines here. I usually aim here, get the moon. So the good visual cues are like this one little square alone here, and these two squares are good visual cues to hit it here. And quick note is that if you roll to the pipe, it immediately gets inside it. So as this is old route, I will be going to the employees only. This moon is not gotten anymore in the newer routes, since it's very slow because of the loading screens. You can safely roll there. No, you're not gonna bonk to anything. So after this, you go this way. You see the cactus and the rock there. Then you go to the top of the hill, and in the middle of the hill, if you have the rumble on, you can feel it from the rumble that there's a moon here. It's in the top of this hill. Then after that, you go this way. Avoid the cactus, of course. And I was almost going to do the fastest way to get up there, but that's how I feel like it's the best. You wanna do the triple jump. Gap jump dive up here. If you drop the gap B, you can still be in the mid-air a little bit and delay your landing. Then you want to get up there. You do the backflip and gap jump dive like this. Get up here. Get this moon. Then you go this way. Gap jump dive over this. If you can't do that, you can just safely do this too. If you don't want to do the gap jump dive. You take this moon. Every kingdom needs their own amount of moons. Overall, in any percent you get 124 moons. But getting extra moons in the stages doesn't matter because you need a certain amount of moons in the next stage to get to the next stage. So in Lake I need 8, and in Fooded I need 16 to get to the next stage. So any extra moon is unnecessary to get. So yeah, now I am here, and you want to get up there. Well, as far as I know, you can get up there like this. But if you want to be a little bit faster and you're coming this way, you can do stuff like this. Only if you want to. Then break this box that is flashing. Don't worry about the bullet bill, but the bullet bill will be about the newer route. Go this way and hit the checkpoint, it's important. Usually if you have a long distance, try to roll as much as possible. The long jumping is not that fast. Get this moon in a... if only I remember the name of this. Anyway. Then go this way. You can gap jump over the wall. But if you don't get it, don't worry, there's this hole here you can take. Okay, so as I'm not doing that one art strat, I will be making it a little bit easier and take this extra moon here and skip that one moon that might be hard for newcomers. This is called luggage moon. So take that moon, then you go back the Sphinx. This is fairly safe route as you get enough coins to get the moons in a Fooded Kingdom and Snow Kingdom. You buy moons in those two kingdoms only. The fastest runs, the fastest run if you do the wall clipping, which I will be talking about in another route. If you do that, then you do the Sphinx. But if you don't, you skip the Sphinx, and you can barely get 200 coins. But it requires you to do the Seaside first after Metro, not Snow. Anyway, to answer the question, just pick the first answer. There's enough coins to just be safe for the whole of the run. The left side is enough. That's basically enough for you for the rest of the run. I should mention, which I didn't in the beginning of the tutorial, if you die, you lose 10 coins. There's no 1-ups in this game. Dying affects to your coins. You always lose 10 coins if you die. Either you run out of energy or you just drop down to the edge a bit or anything. Try to avoid dying if you have not so many coins, especially if you skip the Sphinx. Try to not die. It can be bad and it can affect your end of the run. So yeah, the luggage is basically the extra moon right now, but I won't be doing that one moon up here on Yaxi. I will be skipping that. But in the next route, I will be doing this again. But in the next route, I will be talking about that Yaxi moon. And tell why it's... then I will show you guys why it can be hard to do. So if you're not doing the Yaxi moon, you get that moon first. Then you go back and hit this rock to get another moon. Then you go this way, and there's a cactus that has the point you can hit with the gap, the point, the thing on its head. You can see that there. Move it out of the way and ground pound. This one. Then we go up to here to Oasis. And hit this with lots of birds around in the middle and get the moon. This will be only kingdom where I will be talking about 2 different routes because how much the sand has changed past the 1 month speedrunning. Now take the node moon. If you're in the middle of this, if you're like aiming in the middle of the nodes, you can get them with one cap throw. But I didn't. Oops. But yeah, you know what I mean. I think you have to move for it a little bit. So after this, is warping faster? No. Going back normally like this is faster than warping. And after the 16 moons, you just hit the gap B to the globe. Now I will show you guys one of the newest routes I personally use. I will be talking about that wall clipping quickly, but I won't be doing that route then. Because I will be doing Seaside first and skip the Sphinx coins and the moon. So yeah, we're in the beginning now. The fountain in the beginning, you can get a better movement there than the parasol here. But I don't know the movement from the... I have seen it, but I can't do it yet. Basically do the same as everything in I mentioned. Get the bird moon. Go to the pipe. Also, quick note. Well, that's a good note. Try to not bonk much. It hurts. The bonking hurts. You cannot get out of it fast. The only way to get out of it fast is jumping. Loses you can lose you a lot of time if you keep bonking all the time. Don't forget the spot, guys, and don't forget the visual keys. Now you skip the employees only in a newer route. You don't do that moon anymore. Instead, you go straight up here. Take this moon and go downhill. And as this is the newest route, I will show the advanced strats I personally do the fastest way possible. You can go from the sides and get the dive up here, but I personally don't want to do it. I still want to stick with my own movement. And really, if you like some movement and you're just good at it, then keep doing it, because if you're good at it, it's good for you then. Because sometimes the fastest movement, it can be hard to learn because you're so used to old movement. Okay, so how I will do this. Here's how I will get up here fast. Okay, that bullet bill is important for this next part. Try to not break it like this. Oh, that's not good. Well, I broke it basically. I would have grabbed the bullet bill here, then got that moon all the way there. If the bullet bill explodes, then just to get a new one. It loses you a little bit time, but it was unfortunate for me to not get it fast. Shake the controller to get enough speed to get there. Then go to luggage moon over here. You can manipulate the movement for bullet bill, by the way, don't forget that. All of the movement you top runners does, or how I did it right. To see how the bullet bill is moving around. So from here, okay, I won't be doing this wall clipping route completely because I'm not gonna get the Sphinx coins nor the moon. But instead, I would be getting this moon behind the wall there in the route I use. But if you want to do the wall clipping, and you're crazy if you do it, because wall clipping saves 6 wall clipping Sphinx, getting the moon behind the wall, then go into Sphinx and get the coins. It saves 6 seconds if you get it first try. But if you don't get it first try, it would have been better if you just didn't attempt it at all. Well, it's in the beginning of the run, and if you feel like you're good at doing it, then sure, do it if you really want to. I prefer to not do it yet until I'm fairly consistent at it. But I will show you what this wall clipping is. Oh, I got it first try. So basically, you get this moon, but don't go in bounds. When you grab the moon, you're still out of bounds. And when you're down here, you just enter here, get the moon, get the coins, and you don't actually warp out because you don't have the checkpoint. You leave the Sphinx in the fastest possible route. But as I didn't take the moon nor the coins, I'll be showing the movement from here, since it's a little bit different. So in my route I take the moon. Oh yeah, taking the moon gives you 5 coins. Just a quick note, I don't know will there be any moments when you grab the moon again. But yeah, after this, you go here. And you have to climb up this wall here. The checkpoint doesn't matter. You don't have to take it. Break this frog first. Then you take that frog and go to the Yaxi moon. Okay, this can be a run killer for you if you're not somewhat good at doing it. It's a run killer because when you leave the bullet bill, you will die no matter what you do, because the purple ink thing there, it's gonna kill you one shot and you're too far from the sand to save yourself. Also, you lose 10 coins. If you die to it too much, you might not have any coins anymore. Right now I have 60 to 70. I'm pausing because I cannot move the bullet bill or stop it. I mean, I'm in a movement all the time. But I will show you guys what you have to do here. Leave the bullet. Here's the thing. You have to leave the bullet bill before you hit the wall. If you hit the wall, you don't have enough height to get up on the hill, up on the platform. So let's see, can I get this first try, as I have been talking a lot. You do it like that. You leave the bullet bill right before you hit the wall. Remember that. If you hit the wall, then you're pretty much RIP. You don't have enough height to get up here. That's how I do it. And this next chest gives you 50 coins. That's important to get if you don't get the Sphinx coins. Always get that chest if you haven't gotten the Sphinx coins. Nor the Sphinx, pretty much. Then jump this way. Get the cactus. And to mention quickly about that wall clipping, it's somewhat precise and complex to explain to me, so I'm not gonna bother to explain it right now. But I can, in a YouTube comments, if you guys are curious, I can answer the question how to do it. Probably show the video. I should probably link the video in the description then. If you guys are curious how to do it. It's precise. It's precise to get. I had to practice somewhat a lot to get it somewhat consistently. I still don't find myself 100% consistent at it, which I'm aiming at. Well, 90% consistent, that's what I'm aiming at. And that was the movement and moons for the sand. Another route if you want to take that. And we're gonna go to lake next. You can choose between lake and fooded here, but it doesn't matter in which order you do them. So just pick lake because it's the first option you have. Oh yeah, I have the splits on, but I don't have them running. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll have them there, just because why not. The first option is always lake. Then just go there, skip the cutscenes, as usually. Mash A and B button to mash the text faster. I just mash them, I don't hold them. I haven't actually tested is holding faster at all with the one button, then spamming the other button. Lake Kingdom has 8 moons. You start going this way, and there's the very first moon here. I completely forgot about this method. Backflip is same height as ground pound jump. Triple jump is more height than those two together. So in some situations, backflip might be better, or the ground pound is just way more consistent to get. I will be doing the ground pound jump in some kingdoms. Keep eye on it. So you start by, after you get the moon, you start going this way, do the triple jump, gap jump up here. If you're scared you're not gonna be able to get up there, you can still do something like backflip from here. Wall jump here. Sometimes the Goombas, their position is random, so you can capture the Goomba if you're a little bit more scared to not get up there. But it shouldn't be that hard. As long as you get enough hate, then the wall jump like that, you should be able to get there. And as I took damage, the cutscene after getting the moon is gonna be a long. I'm gonna kill this quickly. I will show the movement. Roll somewhere around here, gap jump there, then homing the gap there. If you feel like you're not gonna be able to get that, just use that spinning thing there. This will give you somewhat coins. I think it's 15. Well, close enough. You can get those if you want to. Then you jump down here. Get the chip as soon as possible. And to do that spinning, people have been asking, how do you do this? You press Y and B, or X and B at the same time. If you shake your controller, that's what you do. You attack, basically. That's attack, don't do that. Shake the controller. And that Lapras, basically. The Lapras should be around here. But as I was talking about how to do this spinning thing, the Lapras position was a little bit moved. And I messed up a lot before I even got to the third moon. Anyway, after the Lapras moon, I don't know the right name for it. Here's this pillar, shake the controller and get the moon there. Also, if you go up, you hold up, of course, by pressing B, or down by pressing Y. X and A, they're same still. A is up, B is up, X is down, Y is down. They're pretty much same, whichever you're comfortable with to use. I use Y and B, like I said. So by pressing up, then I press Y, I will still be doing that. Or down, then B. Don't forget that. That's how I do it when I go up, like this. I try to get myself around here. And you sometimes lose your... How can I say this? I need a chip again, so I can explain this part. You lose your... Sometimes... I guess it's all the time. You lose the inputs there for some reason. When you go up, you wall jump, then you drop the gappy. So you want to delay your dive somewhat, so you don't drop the input, you know. Just delay it as much as you can. I try to not go too fast, since I know I will drop the input if I go too fast. Because for some reason the game lags there a little bit. Though if you can't get that, you can always go this way. Fairly safe way. But you still do the same thing pretty much, you know. And I need another chip, damn it. Let me get this quickly. I will be showing just the fastest way to get up there now. I pretty much did it, but in a different spot. So let's say I'm in the bottom now. Then I will start swimming upwards to the surface. I leave chip in a peak of the jump. Then after the wall jump, as I'm holding still forward, I change the direction in a mid-air. Then I drop the gappy there and do the jump dive. You can get up here. If you feel like you can do the backup, you can do backup, which is this. That's the backup if you lose the chip. The chip despawns after you bonk, basically. You can get it back, but you just have to be a little bit quick after the bonk. So let's go with the yellow brutal. How I start the fight is double jump and jump time onto the head. I'm doing the fastest strat. If you just want to go slower because you cannot get this, then it's fine. After he gets to the hat, backflip, like that, and in a couple of seconds he's gonna get the hat off. Then you backflip again, like this. Then you do it one more time. Sometimes you don't want to be too fast with the backflip. I used to visual cue as when he goes down with his goes down with his cap. That's when I backflip. If you're too slow or fast with it, you're just gonna take damage and he's gonna keep jumping all the time, and you cannot prevent that at all. You have to wait for a bit. Then just then just wait for him to throw the attack at you. Get the coins if you can. The start of the bike is not that bad, as I said. But if you can't do it, then you can just take the cap. The enemy's cap. It's Rango or Ringo, if I recall correctly. But I call it Yellow Brutal. Then just take the Yellow Brutal's cap and jump from that. After the lake, we're gonna go to Wooded Kingdom. Wooded Kingdom needs 16 moons. Then to start this, you go left immediately, and there's a bunny. The bunny is gonna start running away, but the bunny always runs in a circle here. You can easily get it by throwing the cappy, then homing it to it. Hit the bunny, and it reveals the moon. And this rock has the moon too. How do you get it? How can you grab that immediately? Well, you can grab it by pressing the Y button or X button nearby it, but there's actually a better way to do it. Throw the cappy off and hold the button, and you always grab the rock. Then just hit the rock, the other rock, and you get the moon. How I do it after the bunny though, I get the bunny around here, then I jump dive. And I already hold the Y button because, you know, the cap button is acting as a dive. So I hold the button and then I grab the rock. That's how I do it faster from the bunny. Then take the bunny moon and you go to the shop. This is the first moon you buy. You should have enough coins at this point of the run. If you don't take the Sand Kingdom Sphinx coins. If not, then I don't have a good backup coins for you guys, unfortunately. In a Yellow Brutal boss fight, you can take those coins. You can take those coins too on your way to second moon in a Lake Kingdom. Then the chest in a Yaxi ruins. That's the important one. You have to take that. Then after this, start going up here to the waterfall with the cap jumps like this. I'm doing the fastest movement I know right now, actually. I apologize. This can be tricky. You have to use the enemy to get there normally, actually, I think. But we can do this with a backflip, like this. Or you can just... There's another way too. You can do that. You can do that from ground pound if you want. The important thing about this cap dive is that after you dive down or by holding down, you hold up immediately. So you keep your momentum, but going forward, up basically. Then hit the nut here. It's uproot gold, by the way. Take the uproot. Then get up here. When you hold the button, you notice I'm not high enough. But if I shake the controller, ooh, then do that and leave the uproot. You can break the nut with the rolling, or just throw in the cap B 3 times, or ground pound. It also one-shots, same as the rolling. Then, okay, quickly I will. Okay, there's 2 different ways to do this next part. One is that you go behind that flag to the lake, and there's a 2 moons behind the sewer pipe. You take those, then you climb up all the way up there to the red maze. Or you do the red maze first, then you hit that flag over there, you see, over Mario's head. You hit that flag, then you jump down to the sewer pipe. Whichever you prefer is your just personal preference. I prefer to go down because the climbing is not that bad for me. Also, if you, as far as I know, it was timed to be a second faster if you take the flag first, then you go down after the red maze. So you don't do the climb, but you have the loading time. But you have the loading time in a warping. But I don't know, is it accurate anymore? But I will be doing the route I use. Get to the lake quickly, something like this. I will be doing this in a fast way, because I don't know how I will do this normally or easier. I will be doing the damage strat here. Usually taking damage is bad, but this damage strat is like somewhat good. That's how I do that if I take damage. You can do that the whole jump without taking damage, but it's fairly strict, get it? Because those bosses are in a really weird pattern that it's just really hard to avoid taking damage. If you want to just avoid taking damage, that's fine. But how you do the climb though is that after you get up here, backflip, then gap jump up here. Wall jump up on this, wall jump again like that, take the up route, go to the red maze. Take the controller to get up there faster. You were about to ask, is it better to go to flag first so you can teleport? It's personal preference, Livebox Hound. It's personal preference. I prefer to do the super pipe first, then do the climb, because I don't have trouble with the climb. But if you want to take the flag, then do the red maze first, hit the flag, then go to the super pipe, and after the second moon, you warp to the checkpoint, which is this flag. You warp here after the server pipe, then you don't have to get back there then. So let's continue. Hit the piranha plant with the gappy, or just get enough hate to get the hit on the piranha. Then you have to go here and get this moon. I will show how I do this, because I like this strat a lot. Intentional bonk. Then after this, just go back, long jump, and you can do a jump or long jump, doesn't matter really. The long jump can be good sometimes. After this moon, there's 2 ways you can do this. One is that you do the long jump or roll cancel. It's a little bit advanced technique. You do that, then you get enough speed to get the triple jump off that fence. If you can't do it, you can just hit the switch and run normally from the flower path. I won't add them this once. If I don't get it, I will take the flower paths then. I do it with the triple jump. I do it this way, because I cannot do the roll cancel then yet. I will eventually learn it. But that's how you can do it with a long jump. Doesn't lose too much time compared to roll cancel, which is a little bit harder to pull it off, because it's something like that. That's roll cancelling. To understand it a little bit more, you basically cancel cancel your roll by pressing Y and B or X and A after rolling. But you have to hold the 90 degrees off the direction you're going to. It's an advanced technique, and I don't recommend to learn it immediately if you're new to this game. Whenever you get better and you want to experience, go ahead and learn the roll cancel. Not a bad thing to learn, because I will have to learn it. I actually don't know it, but I have to still get better at it. But yeah, after this either path, the flower path, you can either to go this way and use that lift. But as I came out of that way, why not by doing the triple jump, I do something like this movement up here. Then bonk intentionally, or not. Doesn't matter what kind of movement you do here, just personal preference. I had the speed from the long jump, so I did that. You keep the speed from the long jump. You keep the speed from running to the long jump. Or from rolling. You keep it all the time, I think. Not all the time, I think you sometimes lose it, but anyway, you keep it for at least one triple jump. So yeah, let's continue, and sometimes I still don't know why that happens. Sometimes the triple jump is not working here, but everywhere else it works. Anyway, if you don't get this triple jump, there's these blocks. You can hit those, then all jump like that. You can still make it without those blocks though. Take the up route, get up here, use the motion controls to hit those blocks, by the way. Otherwise you can't make it. Take this nut. Then here, if you don't want to do this part, then just follow the flower path and take the basic route, basically. The basic route is going up here then. But I will do the other way, the faster way from the nut. So from here, get to the edge and start shaking the controller, the motion controls, when you run off the ledge. So this happens. It can be tricky to pull it off, but the secret for that is that you don't shake the controller all the time, because I will show you what happens if you shake it all the time. I shake the controller all the time. That's what happens. You lose the height no matter how much you shake. That's why I recommend to not shake it all the time. Shake it when you leave the ledge. Oh, I dropped all the way down. Just a moment. So when you're here, get off the ledge, take the controller like that, then take the moon here. Lift up through, then get the brutal fight. You can do this in many ways. You can just take the slow path should I say, or safe path should I say. Or you can get here and wall jump this way. But how I do this, I'm here, gap jump like that and get to the bike like that. To start this bike fast, you want to throw off the cappy as soon as possible. Then jump dive to his head. Also take the coins, they're important to you if you don't take the Sphinx coins. Jump to his gap like that. Then do it as fast as you can. There are so many ways to do this, like some people use the backflip, some people do it that way I just did, or they throw off the cappy this far and jump dive to it. I just throw off the cappy, then I'm straight on his head and damage him. Also, quick note, I should have talked about this earlier. When you have taken damage and you grab the multi-moon, don't worry that you're gonna be in an animation for 2 seconds. Multi-moon reveals you and you don't have to watch the cutscene when the game reveals you. The normal moons does reveal you. That's a small difference there with the multi-moons. And they're called grand moons in Japanese version for some reason. Then we go to the next kingdom, called Cloud Kingdom. Skip the cutscenes as usually. Nothing to really explain here. So the Bowser fight, I will explain some stuff about him. Just something like this. I don't know. I still just do whatever I want with this movement here actually. But yeah, start the fight. Alright, the first thing first. Bowser's hat hitbox is huge. It's seriously huge. When you're this close to the gap and you throw the gappy, it's just gonna grab the hat. So, and if you're too far from the Bowser, you cannot quickly attack him. Also, you can roll while you're in a Bowser's hat. Use the motion controls to attack faster. Okay, then I will talk about some stuff about his hat. As his hat has huge hitbox. What should I say? Okay, first things first. First things first again. So yeah, his hat has huge hitbox. If you take damage any time from his hat or from him, I think, the hat will return to him every time. Then this will be important, what I'm gonna do now. Okay, you can do the fast strat here, where you throw the gappy towards the Bowser. But this will be completely, I will completely fail this intentionally. This will be the fastest strat, but I will do it wrong. So what I will do wrong here is that I'm too close to Bowser. He grabs the hat if you're inside that circle area. I'm too close to Bowser. He grabs the hat no matter what. So what you wanna do is stand far from the edge of that circle, around here. Then roll towards him and quickly attack him. That's how you do the faster strat. There's way more faster strats actually, but they're riskier. You have to be in a between Bowser and the hats, then intentionally damage yourself. If you just miss the gap throw towards the Bowser's hat, you can just use the homing attack, and the gap will bring the Bowser's hat towards you. But I always aim the hat towards his hat. That's how I do right now, the Bowser strats. I will try to find the fastest possible strats and link them in the description below. That was Cloud Kingdom. It's the shortest kingdom in the game. Then we will start with some fun stuff. Lost Kingdom. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna do the old route first. The old route goes this way. I get up on the cage, like up here. Then I'm up here, and I will jump off this cliff. Up here. Then I take this moon. But as I said, it's an old route, so this moon is replaced with one other moon. I will go quickly back and show it what it is. That will be, if you're new to game, I would recommend you to do that route. Take that moon, then just follow me after the first moon. I will show what's the new route. The new route goes left immediately, not to the cage, and that moon in a cave. You go up there, and to get there you have to get a triple jump or a little bit specific quick jump from the tree. But how I do it is something like this. If you're too scared to get up there, you can just always land on these purple coins. Then just to get a movement up here. And this is the moon that is replaced from the cave flowers. The rest is same. The rest is same then. After the cave moon from the flowers, you will just go this way and get that butterfly. It's the same as the new route. Drop the cappy there and use the homing attack if you're a little bit far from it. Don't go too close to it because the butterfly will fly away. If it flies away, let me show if I can respawn it. It might not respawn anymore because I took the moon. But if you make it fly away, just go a little bit far from it and turn the camera completely off from it. Then turn the camera back and the butterfly should be back there. Then try again. So after this moon, you go there. This moon. Then after that moon, get this moon over here. With a ground pound. Okay, Klepto will be a fun guy to talk about. Alright. I would recommend to go to this moon first. Then if you're scared, you will hit that purple ink thing. And just wait a little bit. Okay, Klepto is a guy. He will steal your hat if you go down there to hit the trigger. There's a like a big trigger area underneath me, but I'm past it right now, and I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna trigger it at all if I don't jump down, of course. But to trigger the Klepto thinking he has a hat, I have to go close to him like that. And you probably hear the music. The music tells you, alright, you triggered the Klepto, so you don't have to worry about the Klepto trigger anymore. The cutscene trigger. You still have the cap, but the game thinks the Klepto has it. So just continue taking these moons. Okay, this one, if you want, you can try to do this without taking damage, but the old strat uses to take damage. You just make yourself close to the rock and damage yourself intentionally, so you break the rock. You see the rocks in a square. If the cappy is not on the way, okay, hold up. You see the square rocks. The really left one, that's the rock you want to break. And I will show you guys how I set up myself to not take any damage at all and break the rock first try. I stand around here. I use the visual cue from this shadow and the rock, and I'm like in between here. Then it breaks the both of the rocks, especially the moon one. Take the rock moon. If you take damage, you have to watch the cutscene that loses you 2 seconds because the game reveals you every moon. Take the moons, get up here again. Oh yeah, if you can't do that, you can always use the blocks like that. But as I'm a fast guy, I will go that way. And as the Klepto is triggered, if I jumped on this and I didn't trigger the Klepto, the Klepto won't have steal my hat. That's why you trigger the Klepto, by going close to him. Alright, and here, I go back quickly to show you guys a little bit more, just a backup moon or some other moon if you want to take. You can use this guy to break that cage there, if it does break it. completely missed it. You can take that moon instead of that moon underneath the bridge. It's risky moon because you die there. You can either die there intentionally or get back from it. So these 3 moons, you can just pick whichever order you want, but you have to always either you have to take the bottom one with the bridge one, or you can just take the... Oh, this guy is following me. I always take the bottom one, then the bridge one, then the bridge, under the bridge. Or you can take that moon, ignore this moon behind the walls, and go to the bridge. Either die intentionally or get back from it there. I cannot personally do the getting back from the moon consistently yet. I'll try to do it. If you die from attempting it, it's fine, because as you haven't taken any checkpoints, it warps you immediately back to Odyssey, and that's how you beat the stage then. If you have taken the checkpoint anywhere in the stage, which I haven't, then you would have gone to that checkpoint. But as I haven't, I will go back to Odyssey. But yeah, these 3 moons, just doing them in whichever order you want. Do you want to take damage? Do you want to lose 10 coins intentionally? Or do you just want to take it safe and take these 2 moons? That is one behind the gate and behind the wall. But I will take this moon. That's how I do that, and I know I'm not gonna survive anymore because I drove the cap off. After you take the moon, it refreshes your cap jump. You cannot do the cap jump twice. You cannot do it twice. So if I did a cap jump towards the moon, I can do it again for some reason. That's good to keep in mind, and that's why that moon under the bridge, that's how you do to get out of there without taking damage. It's a second or 2 faster if you get there without dying, but it's strict, somewhat strict. Oh yeah, that's a good note, Jurpan, this. If you die... So let's say you triggered the Klepto. Let's say you die. What happens then? The Klepto is back normal. So the Klepto trigger, if you want to that the Klepto is not gonna take your hat, you have to trigger the Klepto again. So dying can be really bad at the end. Because there's that area that takes the Klepto, that takes the Cappy, you know. So leaving the area and dying, as far as I know, those resets the Klepto trigger. I don't know what is like the right name for the Klepto trigger thing, but I always say it's the Klepto trigger. So anyway, this is one of the hardest part of the run with the Lost City. Make your way here. I'm not gonna show like how you will do this normally, this whole stage, so I will just go through this from here. This can be a tricky jump to get. I will show you how I do it, and I will try to explain it. That's how I do it, but it was a little bit different because I drove the Cap Eater. That's how I do that. Towards the wall you want to drop the Cappy, so you get a little bit more hate that raises up your chances to get up here. And the important note, delay your cap jump so you get more hate. Because this is what's gonna happen if you don't delay your cap jump. Oh no, I can't make it. That's why you don't make it, because you didn't delay your cap jump. It makes it so much easier. if you delay your gap jump. Don't forget that. So when you're on this, if only I know the name of this, on the peak of the jump you drop the gap B, delay your jump, towards the wall you drop the gap B again, make the wall jump, then drop the gap B again after the wall jump and dive up here. That's how I do that. Okay, this part, you can make it to that platform from here. If you don't make it, you can just do the wall jumps. But how you get up there is this way. If you're a little bit scared to get there, you can use the wall jump after you do the gap dive. If you wall jump, let me show it here actually. If you wall jump, then try to do the gap jump, it's not working. So you want to do the gap jump dive, then wall jump, so you get enough height and more distance. Don't forget that, it's important by the way. Somehow I got the coin, I would like to know what, how. But yeah, anyway, so let's say I got this successfully, then I will just get up here. I get the moon here. So yeah, you want to get up on that black city building again. If you don't get it, you can just walk the stairs. You see those coins? You can just walk up the stairs if you cannot get up here. But how you get up there is something like wall jump off here. It shouldn't be too hard because you're very close to the top of the building. Then from here, wall jump here. You would like to delay your gap jump just to get more height. If you don't get it, you will just land on a lower platform then. That moon you will get later. You don't have to worry about it now. And well, this might be the hardest part of the run, as it was for me. Then I figured out my own way to do this fast. The elevators are always in the same pattern. No RNG yet. And as I talk about the RNG, it will be coming up soon, by the way. So how I do this city hall fast, I will show you guys. If you can't make that cycle, there's another elevator for you then. Also the balls, by the way. If you jump off the ball, then you do the gap jump. As far as I remember, if I can get it. After you do the gap jump like that, you cannot grab the ball. Try to avoid that somehow. I don't know, sometimes it can happen if you just do the input so fast. But if you notice it, you might just be screwed up. You cannot hit the ball, you cannot grab the ball for some reason. Not sure why. I would like to know why too. But after you get up here, ball jump up. Climb up a little bit like that. Then get up here. If you want to go just normally, then you guys just use those two balls there. But how I do it is, I get up here. Also, shake the controller when you're on the ball. You climb up faster, by the way. Okay, this can be a little bit tricky. I had lots of trouble at one point to figure out how I can do this consistently. If you don't want to do this jump over the whole room, don't worry, you can just skip doing it and go right side, and there's lots of floor for you to cover your landing and take the side way. But how you do this jump is after the long jump and you drop the gap B. After dropping the gap B, release your joystick and stop moving, because that will be the whole important part about this whole trick and why it works that way then. After you do the dive, immediately hold your control stick up left again, because that will be the way you're gonna go to, because the camera cannot move it anymore. That's enough, I can move here. I cannot center it behind myself. So yeah. If you hold the control stick all the time during the gap jump and diving, you might miss the gap. You might miss the gap when you dive and you drop all the way down. That's why you want to release the joystick. The successful attempt looks like this. That's how you will do that. I didn't hold the joystick at all when I was throwing the cap. I started holding it again when I did the diving. If I didn't hold the control stick there at all, that would have happened. Then I wouldn't have made it up here. So yeah, that's now covered. Let's continue on. Take this flag, it's important. Because you will be warping to it later. Alright, and speaking of RNG, Mecha Wiggler has RNG. But it's only the second phase. And this is where the motion controls can help then. That's why I have it set as high. The first pattern for Mecha Wiggler is always the same. Just shoot the balls as soon as possible. Your cannon overheats at some point, so try to not spam them too much. Then get to this corner. Don't start moving now, because you will take damage if you start moving a little bit too soon. That the Mecha Wiggler has the hurt box there, or hit box should I say. You will take damage, and taking damage can be bad because you will intentionally take damage in the next part. And get to this corner as soon as possible. Then somewhere around on this spot between the windows, get there. Then get back to the middle of the stage. Alright, here you can do this 2 cycle if you're a little bit lucky, as this guy has RNG. Or it's not RNG and I have never noticed it, or nobody has noticed it. Everybody talks about the Mecha Wiggler RNG. So if you're unlucky, you're gonna go to 3rd cycle, and he casts that one attack he just did, that he comes from the building to the other side. He does that once, then he comes back and shoots you 5 those fireballs. Then it's just, in that cycle you would like to take him down. It loses a lot of time if you don't get a 2 cycle. Maybe 25 seconds, 20 seconds, something like that. It's not good if it happens. The 2 cycle shouldn't be bad if you just know where you have to shoot him. The pattern he moves is random, and I think the stopping is random. We'll see how it discuss. He's gonna throw me 5 fireballs at the beginning, and I want to shoot down a couple of them, just to get them out. Then I want to shoot that direction he was at. So it makes it easier for me to hit the rest of the ball, the balls you see. So that was successful 2 cycle. And he stopped after moving a little bit. I still don't know. I feel like it's random that when he stops moving. If he stops moving soon, you might be in a trouble if you didn't hit those blue balls as soon as possible. Then just finish him in this cycle. If there are 3 shots in the air, you cannot shoot again until one hit disappears. That's a good point. That's how the cannon overheats, basically. Don't spam the shots from the tank. Delay the shots a little bit. Don't spam them. That's a good note. Now it's a day Metro. Metro City. Metro Kingdom requires 20 moons to get to the next stage. Start the movement going this way. Take this moon. You can do this a little bit faster by throwing the cap that way. Hold the cap button. Then get the moon. In meanwhile, shake the controller. And you're in this electric fire. You don't have to worry about the warp, because you're not gonna warp here, other than going to the Odyssey. Okay, this can be tricky. Well, RC car is always tricky. But how I do this is that I hold up with the left joystick all the time. Then I will get myself up on the next to the moon, like this. Then I'm here. What I do next? I hold down, then possibly press left with that C right. So I hold the, so I park, I will go backwards, you know. That's how I do that personally. But most of the people, they get themselves here, then they just go backwards towards the moon. That's something I didn't figure out, so I made it my own way. Okay, after RC car, get on this thing, get on that, and get this moon. Gap jump on that, and get up here. And talk to the bench guy. You can land straight to the chair thing. Then it's just talk to him immediately. If not, then you can just, if you feel like you're not gonna be able to make it, then drop the cappy before you land, because that will cancel the animation you're gonna go to when he has too much power for landing, I guess. Then from here, shoot yourself here and break this box. That box breaks from one shot. The right side box breaks from one, and this one breaks from one too. But break this one and just go inside. Then take this moon. Then here's why you have to warp. You get to the top of the building. Then you go this way, and there's this one called something about trash moon. And here's why you didn't take that one moon in a dark rainy metro. You will go down here, because after this moon you're gonna go up again. Taking the controller during that fire is not fast at all, by the way. I remember people saying it's faster, but it's the same speed as not doing anything. Then just keep climbing this, take the controller, and you climb faster. Then you go this way, the pool. You can jump dive again in the mid-air. There's those coins in the right side of the pool. You can take those if you want to. I think it gives you like 20 coins. 20 coins. A little bit more actually. You can take those if you want to be more safe with the coins. That's actually 30 coins. But that's a good backup if you feel like you're short with the coins. Then you land here. And you have the rumble on. So you should be finding the spot here. It's like straight in the middle of these three tables, you know, somewhere around here. After that moon, you drop down here to this moon. Hit the switch and go to the other side. Roll from the right side, because otherwise these guys will be on your way. Take that moon and get the secret moon up here. Like that. Then leave from the same door you just came from. Because the pipe is gonna make you go to the other side, where you don't want to go to. Talk to Pauline to trigger the musicians. Leave Pauline and go to the scrap thing on this island thing here. You wanna ground pound this thing. I think that's part of the pickler. But anyway. And here's the one... Oh. OTEP. It's become a meme in the Odyssey community. And that's the last moon. Then we're back to Odyssey. Right here you can choose between Snow and Seaside kingdoms. So let's say, alright, in Sand Kingdom, let's say you took the Sphinx coins and the moon. How many coins do you have now? You probably have over 100 now because you spent 100 coins for that wooded kingdom shop. Then you have enough coins to buy the moon in a Snow Kingdom. But let's say that's the kingdom you would like to take if you have taken the Sphinx coins in a Sand Kingdom. But if you haven't, and you have like barely 100 coins, let's say you have 70 coins or 60, that's fine, you can still make it up. Pick Seaside, in other hand, then if you are low with the coins. So you didn't take the Sphinx coins, but you take some other coins like Chuck's test and some other random coins you had in your pot. But basically, this determines which one you do first, if you have taken Sphinx coins or not. I didn't take the Sphinx coins, so we'll be going this way. If I have had taken the Sphinx coins, I would have gone to Snow first. There are enough coins in Snow, but it's backtracking somewhat. So that's why Seaside is better to pick, because there's that one moon that gives you 40 coins. Because it's a shortcut moon. So yeah, you start up and you get that moon over there. The fastest movement I do is triple jump from here, cap jump up here, ground pound like that, and get up there like that. Was it too fast? Don't worry, there's a slower way. You can just take the wall jumps here. That was a little bit fast still. But if you feel like you're not comfortable with the ground pound jump, you can still make the triple jumps here. Before you hit the wall, you would like to do that. You would like to throw the gappy towards it, just to get a little bit more height. And don't forget to delay your wall. Don't forget to delay your cap jump. Like this. Then take the moon. Then go this way and there's the pipe over here. And the moon over here is underneath him. It's here. The controller is shaking a lot now from the rumble. That's the spot for this moon. Then just dive out and roll out of this area. Keep going upright. And there's this one tricky moon that might be a little bit trouble for newcomers. And if you feel like you cannot get that, then use that one squid over there. It's fairly far, but it's super safe, because that's intended way to get up here. But how you do this fast is that somewhere around here you do the ground jump, then spin jump, then spin jump, then the cap jump up on the platform. But the trick for that is that don't hold the direction when you do the cap when you're starting the ground pound. Start holding after you throw the gappy. That barely makes it because I'm hitting the ceiling, so I have to hold up a little bit sooner actually. If you hold it too soon like this, you might hit the wall then. That time I didn't hit it because I'm afraid a little bit too far from the wall. But basically you don't want to hold the control stick immediately. Otherwise you hit the wall, then you cannot get the cap jump. Then you have to do it again. That's what happened. I was way too close to the wall now. It's timing, pretty much. Then from here, how I used to do this is that I'll show you how I do it. That's how I do that. Sometimes I grab the moon fast so I don't have to wall jump. Then the other way you will do is like, if you want to set up yourself, you can zoom the camera out, long jump, then wall jump like that. And turn the camera if you can, during your wall jump. If you don't want to do it that way, then backflip from here, gap jump from there, and wall jump like that. Now get out. Oh yeah, I forgot about that thing completely. That's a good spot for to get the coins. There was the Raccoon Mario, I think. It gave you some coins. I never take that because I'm fairly good with my coin amounts always. After that moon, get over here. No need to hit the checkpoint. Take the flower, then the note moon. Jump after like a little bit after the last moon, last note, to keep your speed. Go this way and take the squid. I call that squid for some reason. I guess it's an octopus. Then leave the enemy here and take the cheap chip. Open the chest with the attack. Check the controller pretty much. Okay, and this is the tunnel I was talking about. The moon. This gives you 40 coins, around 40 coins. And those coins will be enough for you to get the Snow Kingdom moon from a shop. Then you get that moon after the shortcut. The Torii or the shop thing should be here. Then you take that moon. Then you have to hit all these 3 things with your attack. Take the controller, then you hit the last one in the middle. If you feel like you should keep eye on coins amount if you have skipped the Sphinx coins. If you have 90 coins now, take these rings and you will get 9 coins. Then you just get a couple of coins in a beginning of the Snow Kingdom and you should be fine with the coins amount then. After this moon, just warp back to Odyssey. You don't have to take those coins, they're backup coins. It's important to keep eye on the coin amount. If you have like 70 coins after Seaside, I'm not gonna talk about the backup coins actually, because I really rarely have like 70 coins after Seaside. I've had 90 coins, but I've been able to back it up in a snow, but it was a little bit backtracking. Had to buy the snow moon a little bit later. You buy it in the beginning of the state in a kingdom. Alright, from here you will start by rolling downhill here. Keep your speed if you can. Triple jump on this bicycle thing. If you can't, then you can just swim it up there. Then take again up here, and there's a Toad, Captain Toad. He will give you a moon. Then go back and go to the Siberia village. You can go from left side or right side, or if you can get the triple jump from the middle too. Whichever you prefer, left side, right side, or middle. Then it's just go to the receive area. Turn the camera left, right side, like this, and wall jump up there. That's how I do it fast. Then go to the shop. The shop is here. It's always the left guy that has the moons. These are the only 2 moons in a game, Wooded and Snow. Those are the only ones you buy, so it's 200 coins you need overall in this one. Then leave. Alright, here is this parasol. This can be a tricky jump to understand, but there's a trick I can tell you guys. Alright, this time you want to gap jump dive to the gap as soon as possible from the peak of the jump. It's better than delaying your jump. I'll show you what happens if you delay it. It wasn't like that. Sometimes either that happens or you bonk to the fence. I tried to get the bonk so you can see. It's underneath that fence or somewhere there. Like that. That can happen to you sometimes. So delaying your gap jump can be bad this time. Just drop the gap as soon as possible in the peak of the jump. Then jump dive to it. And get a wall jump like that. Then you should be fine. If you bonk to the fence, that's because you hit the like... can I move the camera? I cannot. It's like in between here, you bonk the fence. Just so you know where did you bonk, why it happened. So this time, usually you want to delay your gap jump, but this time you want to do it as fast as you can. From the parasol. Anyway, after this moon, roll this way. Then you go here and get this moon. Though you can do the long jump from the fence and get up here. But I feel like that's slower, so that's the movement I just showed you. I recommend to do that. Because if you fail the long jump, you drop down, then you have to climb up from the parasol again, or you use that pole and get it here normally. Then after this moon, go to this direction, this door, the very left door. And here's a little bit tricky movement. Show you guys. You can get this triple jump because of the wind cloud guy. I'll try to get it. If I didn't hit that wall there, I would have got it. But pretty much you want to get here. Usually you don't want to die. Then get on this. And this will give you a moon. If you die, you will start from the beginning of the stage. Nothing biggie. And losing the coins won't matter anymore, because you're not gonna buy any moons. What happens if you run out of coins? Really game over? Well, you cannot game over in this game, so don't worry about running out of coins if you have trouble. Or you're scared to game over. The game over will never happen. After that moon, grab this cloud. Get all of the spinies off the ledge. Get this moon then. If you feel like you cannot get that one moon there, like in that way I just did, you can just go around of it and climb up from the stairs. Also experience. The game is very new still. Maybe you can find something useful. Then you go this door, the very right door. Okay, how I start this, I hold the crouch immediately, then I press the Y or F, then I press the Y. So I start rolling. Don't hold the direction, because then you might drop down. Just a quick note. Because one run I was holding the direction and I dropped down. Then I realized you don't have to hold the direction, just hold the crouch, then you press the gap button to roll. Then start rolling when you have start rolling. Holding the direction, whatever. You got what I mean. Anyway, with the Goombas, you have the higher jump if you shake the controller. So jump here, shake the controller to hit the switch immediately. The normal jump is not gonna reach the switch, but that higher jump with shaking the controller will reach it. Then from here, you can take the path from here. This will be very safe to the moon. Just a long jump, then the gap jump over there. You can also do it from here, but you need to have a right angle. Also, the ice can just screw you over with your angle, so if you feel like you're not gonna be able to make it from that spot I just made it, then just do it really safe way from here. This is very, very safe. Okay, you have one more moon left. And that one moon you're gonna take in that boss area in the top left corner. You don't like the boss, you will just take the secret moon there. All of these doors has the secret moons. One secret moon. Start climbing up from these winds. And that's where the secret moon is. Then after this moon, warp back to Odyssey. Now, either after Seaside or Snow is coming up Luncheon. Luncheon is also one of the trickiest stage, because any mistake there can lead to death. Depends where you do the mistake. There's lava anywhere, and you will be jumping out of over the lava, or burning soup, should I say, a lot. And if you mess up anywhere, then you might die. And that's a good note to your buddies. Thanks for telling that. To warp, you have to land. So if you're mid-air, you cannot land. You cannot warp. I cannot warp anywhere. But when I'm on a land, I can warp now. That's a good note. Don't forget that. Alright, so starting off with the Luncheon. There's the moon you would like to go to. And the movement to get there is using the gap jump. So my old movement to get there was using the triple jump. So I get enough height to get to there with a wall jump. Then the faster movement uses the ground pound from here. But I messed up the dive there. That was pretty much enough height I had. That barely makes it. Remember to delay your gap jump. Like that. Then you can make it. Triple jump gives you more height, so it's fairly consistent and safe strat to do. Though if you hit the wall like that, then you cannot make it. That's how I did the old way. I did the faster way now, since I've been getting better and better. And after this moon, you got this way. You can long jump here, you can jump here, doesn't matter. I still do the long jumps here, like that. Remember what I talked about getting the gap jump back? That's how you will do it fast. If you cannot get that, you can do the ground pound from here, gap jump like that. Then get to the boss. If you take damage, you will be going to that triple animation after this boss, because it's not gonna be a multi-moon, it's gonna be a single moon. So usually always try to avoid taking damage, unless it's intentional. How to delay? You just wait. Just wait a little bit until you dive. That's how much I can wait. That's how much I can wait for the cap jump. If you do it immediately, you won't get enough hate. That's what I talked about in the beginning of the video. Skip the cutscene, then drop down here and get the one single moon in this area, which is behind the entrance over here. Then go back. Okay, I will show you what's my way to do this movement. Then I will show variations. Oh, I messed up. I will redo this because I need to come out of the door so I get the right angle, camera angle. That's how I do the movement to get to this moon. I will show the variations now by using the mountain and my strat a little bit more. So after coming back here, walk a little bit, backflip up all the way up here, then you can just jump from the mountain like this and get to this pillar like that. Then some other ways uses that you jump all the way from the beginning straight up here. It's what you prefer pretty much. Then my movement, I used to do something like, not like that. I used to do something like this before. You can go from that way, from this way, or straight to the mountain like that. There's this area where you can walk on. Some of the areas in a mountain you cannot walk on, but this one you can. It can be hard to see where you can walk on. And after the transformation, remember you cannot cap jump after that. Anyway, let's keep going. Delay your cap jump as much as you can there, so you get more height and more distance. And get this moon. Then from here, I'm not gonna talk about the slots though. The slots used to be one of the old moons, but it's skipped nowadays. Get up here by using the frog or whatever you prefer. Then you can ground mount that box if you want to, or you can just drop the capacitor and shake the controller and break the box that way. Get the middle of the turnips to get a golden one. Around here, you can throw the turnip with the motion controls. The motion controls will make you to throw the turnip further. If you don't want to throw with the motion controls, just throw it around here. Then I will show how. That's where you throw with the motion controls, and this is the spot where the moon appears. Or spawns, should I say. That's the movement you get to this. There's also another way to do it. I'll show you guys quickly. Something like this. That's another way to get on this. Alright, from here you want to jump to that flag there. Over the Maria's head, that's a moon there. Also, here's the little trick I will be talking about now. If you zoom out the camera like this, the lava bubble on that little island is not gonna spawn until I am on the island. Or I zoom out the camera towards the island so it spawns the lava bubble. Like this. Now it's there. Then I can get the lava bubble immediately. If I don't get it there, then I would have to wait the cycle and it just goes back here, then jumps again. That's when I would get it. If you don't zoom out the camera like this. If you don't want to zoom it like that, it's fine. You just lose a couple seconds, then it comes back to this. Not a big problem. Then after here, either I'll show these both strats actually. I will take these extra moons on purpose. So after that moon, either you do the magma room after one of the story mission moons, or you do this room now. I'll do these both of the rooms to show. What do I mean? You can use the motion controls like that. To use the motion to drop the cap like that, you have to like, how can I say this? It's either with Joy-Cons or Pro Controller, you like, well, how you will drop it upwards, guys. You drop the ball like upwards. That's how you shake the controller. Then you drop the cappy like that. That's how you do this work one. Then you cap jump over here to get this moon. I will be getting these extra moons to showcase. Flick it upwards. Yes, thanks cheese. So flick it upwards, like throwing the ball upwards, guys. Oops, that's not what I want to do. When you hit the lava, that's a good demonstration. When you hit lava like that, there's nothing you can do until you land on something. You can do nothing. You're dead if you hit the lava, like from here. If you hit the land, you can just throw the cap and jump and do anything to survive then. But yeah, you get a lava bubble again. I would recommend to go this way and try to avoid that ball, by the way. Hitting the land with lava bubble will make it despawn then. If you're not comfortable at doing this wall jump, then there's another way to do it. I will get this lava bubble quickly. There's another way you can do this too, but this is a little bit tricky and specific. You have to get a jump after you flick the controller, like this. You get enough height to get up there then. Normally, you barely can make it. There's like this, you can see it's a little bit up here. I think while holding the Y button or X button, you get enough height to get this jump then. But you have to jump once before that. Then you can make that. If you don't want to do the wall jump, you can do this then. Or by using those things, I forgot the name for it, I'm sorry. Anyway. Then you get up here. Avoid the Goomba, by the way, it's horrifying. So if you, let's say you come from that wall jump way, the camera angle would look something like this. Then I would ground pound from here and cap jump like that. I usually try to avoid chasing the camera because I prefer to have camera behind the Mario, as holding upwards is better usually. So let's say you come from the left way then. The other way then. Then you would like ground pound from here or backflip like that. Though you would like to hold down like this. So you don't bonk to the wall. If I don't hold down and I'm on like this position, then I might bonk. On this spot I will hit the wall now, because I'm too close to the wall. So I will backflip, hold down, then hold immediately forward after the gap, and jump all the way up here. Then after this moon, go this way and pick the second hammer pro. Break the middle one to get the switch upper. Take this lava bubble with you, then hit this candle or torch. It's a torch. Then take the moon. Okay, from here the route changes. If you have taken the fork room moons, then you go left. You have to get a triple jump like that to the wall and get yourself up there. I failed the movement. I will get this tomato quickly, so it's not on my way. You can get this with triple jump or ground pound jump. Like that. You can make it with a ground pound jump. But it's a little bit more trickier. Then after this, you will take that moon on that spot. But I'm not gonna take it now, because I will be showing you what way you would go if you didn't take the fork room. If you didn't take the fork room, you go right way then. To this door. And this is the magma room then. I got that lava bubble with the roll cancelling, but I will be going on with, without explaining much about it. And after here, hit that tomato like that, or with the. Well, I can show you guys how I do this fast. So we'll take the right bubble this time. You can jump from here, then click like that. That's how you will do it fast. You won't grab the moon immediately if it's not on the screen. That's what happened there. It wasn't on my screen, so I didn't grab it immediately. Then I will get to the end like that. I will be doing this way instead. You can avoid taking damage, but you would have to use that platform then. It won't be on that spot then, if you won't be going fast. But I was showing the damage boost strat, which is pretty safe. Then after this moon, just leave. So these are the two different rooms, the fork room and the magma room. Whichever you are comfortable with, just do that movement pretty much. I prefer to do magma room since I've been doing it the most right now. I know how to do the fork room though, as I saw it. Anyway, if you come from the magma room then, long jump this way and gap jump to this location and ground pound on it. Then after this, get on this. This is how I will do the movement. It can be tricky to get it all the way there. If you're not comfortable at getting that jump, just use this rock and get it up there like that. This meat, look, this meat is here, but you can only activate it after you have taken those 2 storing moons, the cheese under the rock and beating the boss. Just a quick note, because people have been thinking, is it possible to skip those 2 moons? But no, it's not. The game is not gonna let you get here until you have taken those 2 moons. And that's how I get the multi-moon, by the way, the movement there. Very simple. And these will be the last moons then. I have 2 extra moons now because I did the pork room and magma rooms. I have 2 extra moons right now, don't worry about them. You would have enough moons here right now. It's 18 you're required to get. And I have basically 18, I just did 2 extra moons because I had to show both of the rooms. Next up is... what should I call it? Should I call it Dark Souls Edition? I won't be explaining the mecha brutal fight in this. I will be making a separate tutorial for it because it's very complex fight to understand. I wanna make it in an own tutorial. So now you're in a ruined kingdom. Get yourself to the boss fight then. And who was surprised when this fight happened? I was. Anyway, start the fight with hitting these ground pound spots. Just these 2 are enough. You can hit more if you want to. I start the fight. This is auto-scroller, but you can make it a little bit faster by doing this triple jump. And damage boost yourself up here. It's faster. Then immediately take these balls off. Or keys, I guess. Then ground pound as soon as you can. You don't have to be in the middle of that, of his head. Just ground pound immediately when you can. Or when the hat is taken off, then just ground pound. I avoid it usually that way. Then I start triple jumping on this moment. And remember to take the health, by the way, don't forget them. You wouldn't want to die in Ruined Kingdom. I haven't died yet, but I feel like it will eventually happen. If I'm not careful. Then get to the middle like that. That's how you do the Ruined Kingdom boss. Which name I forgot actually. Thunder King. Something. Lightning. I think it's a Lightning Dragon King something. It's only the boss fight you need. You need 3 moons to repair your Odyssey. Lightning Dragon, thanks average stream. Or was it just Dragon? Doesn't matter. Dragon, pretty much. Just the Dark Souls Dragon. And we're gonna go to Bowser's Kingdom. Bowser Kingdom next. Okay, Bowser's Kingdom has lots of... It has 3 fights, and the moons are very slow here. You need 8 moons overall, but the boss fights and the story moons gives you 6 moons overall, so you have to get 2 extra moons. I will show you the fastest moons to get here. Take the Pokyo. Check the controller after you jump with the Pokyo to get more hate. Like that. Though if you just want to do it normally, then do stuff like that. Or so. If you shake the controller though, like I showed you the best way, you get more hate. I would recommend to hit those flags if you can. So if you die by accident, the checkpoint you will be sent to is gonna be the flag. That's how I will do this. Okay, there's a couple of ways to do this moon. There's like 4, 5 different ways to do this. Some people take this moon shard first, but I don't take it. I will show how I do this part. Taking damage is of course never part of my plans. Then I take this moon part and I take this Pokyo with me actually. Then I take that moon, and here's the important part now. From here you cannot get all the way up to up there, because you hit the ceiling. So how do you get up there then? After the spinning, I re-grab the wall, then I spin again, then I'm up there. That's how I do this part. Then I take this moon shard. I take a new Pokyo. Here. Then hit that wall block, then hit that one. That's gonna give me the extra moon. The extra moon. Should I say the moon you need to get. Then just leave the Pokyo when you have walked to the wall. You don't need the Pokyo here then. You can skip these moons, but the electric fire is not active. The electric fire is not there until you take this moon. I don't think you can abandon Pokyo when you're below the roof, Erove. That's why I re-grab the wall again, to make sure I will be able to get up off the roof. I'm kind of guy who prefers consistency over fast way to do the stuff. But I also try to look for fast strats that are consistent. Anyway, you come over that moon to here. How I do this moon is getting like that. That's the second moon you need. You don't have to take any more moons. Just the story ones you have to take. Alright, here's 2 boss fights. Purple and green Brutals. You can choose whichever you want to take. I personally do green Brutal first, called Topper. Then Harriet, which is purple. Some people do Harriet first, purple basically. I should refer them as colors, since it makes more sense. This is green and that's purple there. I do green first. Green one can be tricky to explain fast. I will be pausing when I make the damage. Damage him, and when he goes to the gap, when he's gonna go to the gap, there will be lots of more gaps, like compared to Gap Kingdom Brutal. So what's the timing is like, the timing is like, let's say, how can I say this? I know the timing and visual cue, but hard to explain this. Okay, so he's gonna make the circle of the hats. When it's halfway done, there's hat below me, behind me basically. That's when I jump, make a wool jump, and I hit towards the Green Brutal's hat. And I should be hitting it and cancel the cycle that fast then. If I didn't hit it and I take damage, then I have to keep eye on the need to keep eye on the Green Brutal's, the right Brutal's hat. The right hat, I mean. So let's say I'm gonna do this like that. That's how you will do that. Hit the Brutal twice, then he starts spinning. Then just hit him like that to cancel the cycle, to hit him fast, you know. Then do the same thing again, like I did before. That's fairly specific, should I say? It is something you should practice. Get the feeling of the timing. Then keep eye on the Brutal, whichever is right. If you mess up the strat, hit him twice, then hit him like that again. And that's Green Brutal. Then get to Harriet. She drops you 2 different spikes balls from the right side and left side. Well, they're same balls. Did I say different? Anyway, left side and right side. I prefer left side. Though if you want to just take it easy and make sure you hit the ball, then you can just stand there in front of the ball in the right side or left side. And she always casts to that spot after the first hit. So how I do this spike fast is this way. I jump mid-air like that, then I do the jump dive. And she always casts to that spot after the second hit. Just do whatever side you want to do, left side or right side spike balls. I prefer left side for some reason. I like to turn the camera a little bit so I have the direct angle towards her before I drop the Cappy to the spike ball. Can you repeat the timing cue when the hat spawns behind you? You do wall jump. Warp Green Brutal, I'm gonna go for that again. Potatti asked about the timing cue. So let's say the Brutal is here and the caps are behind me now. That's when I full jump towards the Brutal, or a little bit later after the caps spawn behind me. He's gonna make the circles of the hat, you know. In front of me is Brutal, then he's gonna make the circles of the hat. There's the hats behind me and bottom right already. Full jump towards the Brutal, and you should be able to get him. So if you feel like you're not gonna be able to get the timing right, you can adjust your angle a little bit top left. The Brutal is still in front of me, and the direction I want to jump is top left. You can make it that way, so you would hit like 2 hats, and one of them might be the Brutal, the right Brutal. So that's what I mean, like that. The hats are behind you. There's a specific timing for it. You don't want to jump too early because you're gonna get damaged then. And you might be too focused on the jump, so you might lose the sight of the right hat. Hope that explains enough. And I will be showing the fastest movement right now. I will be taking this flag so I can do the climb again. Well, the fastest movement I do. Those high jumps are done with the motion controls. Then I leave the Pokio there, and that's how I do the climb. I will do it again, and I will explain a little bit more. Alright, let's say you didn't get the jump from the wall. Then take the one of the Pokios, hit these things all off, then hit this block, and shake the controller. Leave the Pokio, and that's one back up to get here. Then here you can just take it easier to climb up that way or so, if you would like to. There's no backup if you fail these fast strats I just did. I will be showing quickly. There's no land below you, so you die if you mess up your movement here. That's how I do this part. Those bombs wouldn't be like in that position actually. I hit the Pokio immediately like that because I shook the controller and the gap was coming back to me and it hit the gap at the same time from the Pokio. That's how I grabbed the Pokio faster. I usually start... Okay, hold up. I usually start with the spin jump at the beginning like that. Then I shake the controller again. Then I'm up here. I poke that, then I spin. I might be going too fast for that. If you feel like you cannot get that, then just wait here. Or so. But how I did this part like fast. Hold up, I need to adjust myself to this position. So after I peek to the wall, or poke to the wall, and after shaking the controller, I shake the controller one more time to get more height to hit that wall again like that. Then from here, doesn't matter do you do the extra jump or not, because those walls should be in a position for you to hit them. Now is coming up the Mecha Brutal. I won't be talking about the whole fight, how to do it fast. What are the two different ways to do it? You can do it with the bird and the birdless. I will be doing it birdless, and I will just showcase it, how I do it fast. And I will actually make its own tutorial, because I want to show the bird with a bird and the birdless. Then I want to show the backups. So we'll just do this fast, so the tutorial wouldn't be too long. This requires its own tutorial, to be honest. I will be linking the tutorial for the Mecha Brutal in the description below. Would you like to hit that? There you go. But that's how you do optimally the Mecha Brutal. That's enough of moons you have to get to the last kingdom, Moon Kingdom. I won't be talking about the Moon Cave skip though, as I have done the tutorial for it too, which will be in the description below as well. I have no water. Rip me. Any percent speedrun is 124 moons. I have the 2 extra moons from Luncheon. Just to note. Alright, now is Moon Kingdom. Skip these upcoming cutscenes. There's 3 of them. Then this is this one and the last one. Then just do your own thing, I guess, with this, because the gravity is your thing in a moon. I'll do my way how I do this. Then if I'm scared for this next part, I will just long jump over them. You can just barely make it if you're fast enough. Take one of the flowers and just keep going to the Sphinx. I have a tutorial for Moon Cave skip. It will be in a description below. So please make sure you check that, because I will be doing this and just get to the boss. Then just start the fight with Bowser. Bowser is always gonna throw the hat immediately in the beginning of the fight. So just stop it. I remember the Cloud Kingdom, use those strats. And look at for a tail. He will be doing 1 spin in a first hit, which he did now. The next one will be 2. Then after that it will be 3, then 1. You'll see what I mean. Remember to not go too close to Bowser. He will take the hat then. I haven't commented about using the Joy-Cons and the Pro Controller. After the run is over, I can talk about those. And what's the benefit of the other controllers? Good point. So in the middle ending of the run, not sure is it that great to talk about anymore. Anyway. Three jumps over the tails, then he's gonna do 1 more. Skip the cutscene. Then jump immediately here. You get out of the animation you're at. Grab the Bowser and do the escape. That's how you do the triple jump. The timing is... You don't want to double jump, like... When you start your first jump... just delay your first jump a little bit there, because when you jump to the next platform, you might do the double jump, and if that happens, you screw up the strat there. And if that happens, you just have to take a detour from the right side and break the blocks, and then you get up on the pillar. There is this skip. Did I just say skip? It's a shortcut. There's a 2D shortcut that saves 2 seconds, but I won't be doing it. It's using the one of the tile stairs. It saves 2 seconds, but what's the price if you die? If you die, you lose like 30 seconds. Because you die from it. To draw the variables, use the motion controls. And to scratch faster, stand still and mash the pad button, Y or X. Alright, I will be doing this in a easy way. The right side is easy way. The left side is a little bit harder way. Break the first pillar like that. Every pillar needs 5 hits. Also, look for that spot. Look for that hole. Just be careful. I've already dropped to it. Don't worry. And I hope you guys are not dropping to it. Be careful where you go, because there's no ground after this. And stand still to scratch faster. And spam the button. The run ends when you are out of the electric fire. That's when you split that button. Now, that's when the run is over. To talk about the Joy-Cons and Pro Controller, I assume it's personal preference. I use the Pro Controller because I like the controller being one, basically, not the 2 separate controllers in my hands. And the buttons are small for Joy-Cons, that's what I don't like, personally. And the Pro Controller just feels so good in a hand. So yeah, that's any percent tutorial. I hope you learned something about it. If you have any questions, just ask them in the comment section below. I will be glad to help out. The game is very new, guys, so the tutorial might be outdated within a month, or within half year, or it just doesn't get old that much. Aren't the motion controls harder on Pro Controller though? Not for me though, I can get used to it. I can throw the gap sideways, throw it upwards, but throwing it downwards is actually impossible with the Pro Controller. Unless you do the ground pound, then throw the gap that way. With Joy-Cons you can just throw the gappy downwards. It's weird why it's that way. So yeah guys, I hope the tutorial helped you out to get started with any percent Odyssey. I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Alright, that's that tutorial. I need some water, guys. Be right back.